Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone, Landmark Title's social media marketing strategist and educator. I get the pleasure of bringing you all Marketing Matters every single Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Arizona time. Today, we are going to be talking about one of my personal favorites. Now, I probably say that every week because marketing is my personal favorite, but I really do love video marketing. I'm on video with you guys every single week. So this is one that is not only a point of good marketing, but it is kind of a source of pride for me as well. I love video marketing. I love being on camera, and I love helping you guys become comfortable with all of that as well. As you all know, video marketing is super hot right now. Most of our social media platforms are utilizing video marketing. So if you, as a real estate agent, are not leveraging yourself through video marketing, you're going to fall behind agents that do. So let's dive into this topic. Is it beneficial for your business? Let's touch base on this. I love starting out classes like this with some stats because I think stats really, you could just take my word for it, right? But stats really drive home, why are we doing these things? So video is the number one way marketers use to sell their products. Think of things like commercials, right? That's video marketing at its finest. 70% of people who watch a video will make a purchase. So people that are, even if you think of social media, have you ever seen a reel or a video of, we'll just say like a pair of pants, and you're like, let me go ahead and go over and check out this brand, this clothing, these pants, and then you purchase directly from those video marketing. This is one's my favorite. People retain 95% of what they watch and 10% of what they read. This is huge. This is a great indicator. If you are only doing static images, if you are only doing text posts, if you are only texting or you're only emailing, your clients are not retaining all of that information. And then video drives traffic back to websites by 150%. Once again, this is a huge number. And then Reels is the hottest way to get views, especially on social media. Let's talk a little bit about creating the content for this. So you're like, okay, I get it. I need to be on video, but what am I going to talk about when I'm on video? What kind of content am I going to create? The first thing is you need to know your audience, right? It's a lot easier to make content when you know what your audience is looking for, and you're not just going in and saying, well, this is what I want to create, so hopefully they like it. So there's a couple of different ways that you can figure out who your ideal client is. And really, in real estate, I talk about this all the time. I always say, like, we want to work with everybody, but the most successful realtors are the ones that really hone in on who they want to work with and who they're already working with. That's another great way. Look at your past clients and determine what type of demographic it is that you have already been working with. And then know what they Google. This is very important because video content is quickly emerging as the number one thing that pops up when you do a Google search. YouTube and TikTok are both Google searchable. YouTube is owned by Google. So that right there, it's popping up even above different articles and websites with information. So video marketing, right? You can find out at answerthepublic.com, or you can go to answersocrates.com. Both of these are great resources to find out what it is that your ideal client is actually Googling. And then you can create your content around what they are Googling. And then take action and be consistent. This is one of the hardest things when I think in general, not just video marketing, but marketing in general. Taking action with video marketing is really hard. Most people don't like being on camera, but being consistent. So one of the things when I was learning how to do reels and video marketing was I committed to doing one reel a week. Now, it didn't always have to be real estate related content, but just getting in there and getting consistent with making videos and setting that goal really helped me. The 5 pillars of content creation are also a really good guideline to follow when you're like, okay, I know what they're Googling, but now how do I stay consistent with my message? So there are 5 different pillars of content that will help you with creation. Do you have to do all 5? No. Do you have to do, pick out maybe a couple of them, or figure out what is of interest to you? When it's of interest to you, you're more likely to do it. So the first one is education. Education is really important in our industry. You are helping people make the biggest purchase of their lives, and they are trusting you to know what you're talking about. So this is where most people, a lot of times they'll just go with a realtor that is referred to them. But if they're doing their research, they're looking for somebody who's competent and it's going to fill in the blanks for them. And guys, there's a lot of blanks with clients, right? The second is entertainment. We turn to social media for entertainment purposes a lot, right? So a lot of times people are doom scrolling, they're looking at different videos, and they just want that entertainment aspect of their lives. Social media is quickly replacing sitting in the evening and watching TV. Most people are scrolling on their phones looking at these different reels. So don't discount the fact that sometimes it's just great to do a fun video just to entertain people. Entertainment also too falls under the category of interest. So I'm a big hiker. A lot of the content that I watch on social media when it comes to reels revolves around hiking. That's my entertainment and education. And my third category, inspiration. So inspiration is a really easy type of reel to do as well. You can take an inspirational quote or an audio clip, and you can put just, beautiful background in the back of a video, and boom, done. You've got content right there. So inspiration is another really great category. And I think this emerged a lot, especially during the pandemic as well. People kind of turned to social media for a lot of things, including inspiration. Promotional. Video promotions are great. If you've got an open house coming up, if there's an event in your neighborhood, in your community, feature these things through video reels. And then, of course, engagement. People love to share their opinions. So create engagement with them. Ask them questions. Ask them even which door do you like? Do you like this door, red door, or this blue door better? They love to share their opinions. All right, I did mention TikTok is Google searchable, right? So then other examples of content that you can create specifically in those categories. Property tours. This is great. You are in homes every single day. Utilize that. Educational how-tos. That's the number one thing people do go to YouTube for, is how do I do something? Humor. Do not discount the fact that people want to be entertained, and we love humor. I follow a realtor up in Canada, of all places, and all he does is he posts humorous content in regards to real estate, and it's entertaining, it's great, and in a weird way, it does make me know, like, and trust him. And then promotional again. If things are not even just in real estate, but things in your community, people want to hear about what's going on. And if you're the person that they're turning to, you are going to be turning those heads. And then, of course, trends. Trends is another really big one to follow when it comes to utilizing social media. Social media reels are copycats, essentially. It's a copycat platform. So seeing what other people are doing, you can just scroll through, and a lot of times you'll see the same kind of videos being done over and over and over again. Those are trends, and they're really easy to replicate. Easy equipment. We have almost everything we need right here on our phones. These phones are amazing. They take incredible pictures. They take incredible video. They pick up pretty decent audio. But there are a few other things that can really help you to enhance the quality of what you're doing. The first one is a tripod. So a tripod is great. That way, not all, your reels that you're doing are like you doing selfies. A lot of them have a button that you can, a remote that you can utilize through your camera. So you can make them look a little bit further away, a little bit more professional. The second is lighting. So utilizing light in front of your face is going to be much better than backlit. So you don't want to take photos, you don't want to take videos with light behind you. You want it with light in front of you. And getting a little ring light for your phone. A lot of people are like, I don't like the way I look on camera. It's probably because you're not using proper lighting. I guarantee you, you start using better lighting, you are going to notice how much better you look and feel about yourself on camera. The third is good audio. So it doesn't mean that you need to run out and get lavalier mics. You may already have something like AirPods or headphones that you use for your real estate business. Those have built-in microphones. So utilizing that to get clean, clear audio for your videos is very important. And then last but certainly not least, I have a gimbal on here. This is sort of like a tripod or a selfie stick that moves as you are walking. So if you're doing a lot of property tours, home tours, video walkthroughs, and you've noticed that your camera kind of bounces up and down, a gimbal is going to take all of that away from that. It's going to give you good, seamless, smooth video. Now, most of these products, like I said, headphones you probably already have, a little ring light for your phone, and a tripod. These you can get on Amazon for probably under $20. A good gimbal is going to cost you around $100 though. So I put it on there because I think it is important if you are doing a lot of video recording. But none of this is things that you need to have to get going today. You've got it all, like I said, right here on your phone. Now, this is the other thing I do want to touch base, is getting comfortable on camera. This is one of the hardest things for people to do, especially realtors, because we don't want to always, once again, people don't like the way they look. They don't like the way they sound on camera. But there are a couple of little things that you can do to get more comfortable. One is dress up. We always feel better when we look better, right? So get dressed up and then start small. Start with short clips, short videos. Utilize templates within Instagram. Warm up. Take a few minutes to read over what you are wanting to say, give it a few shots, and get, maybe even do some jumping jacks. Get your heart rate up. Make yourself ready to go. And then done is better than perfect. I love this quote. Video marketing is a really hard thing for perfectionists to do. I probably like doing video marketing because I am not a perfectionist. So done is better than perfect. Remember, everything you are doing on social media are consumables. People are going to watch it and they're going to move on. So that's part of staying top of mind, is being consistent and getting your content out there. I guarantee you, people are not going to be stressed about your videos not being perfect. Just get it done, get it out there. I made a video the other day where I think I was outside and my camera was shaky and it was windy. And you know what? I was like, this is not the best quality video that I have ever done, but you know what? It was a humor video. I was like, it's funny. I'm putting it out there. So done is always better than perfect. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the algorithm on these social media platforms and how to get into the best algorithm so that you are getting the most eyeballs on your content. Sound selection is very important. Using trending audio when you're on these sites is important. That right there, the systems are going to pick up on that algorithm and they're going to get you out there to have more eyeballs on it. Time limit is also very important. I think on Instagram, you can now go up to 3 minutes. There's a long time that you can put out there. So you can put longer form content out there. However, people's attention spans are still very short. So keeping it between maybe about 4 seconds to about 15 seconds is really, when it comes to like Instagram, that's kind of your sweet spot. Saves and shares are going to get you into better algorithms as well. So if you're posting content, don't be afraid to go to your friends and family and clients and say, hey, can you go share this video for me? Reach out to your sphere, because once again, those saves and those shares are going to get, the more people that save and share your videos, the better the algorithms are going to be and the more exposure that video is going to get. And then using features in the app. Now, a lot of times people use a third party, like CapCut, to make their videos. CapCut has a lot better options than, say, Instagram Reels. Like, you can change the color of your font, you can make it more branded. But if you are and those are all great, because then you can make your video, you could save it, and then you can share it to different platforms without the watermark, and you can add a lot more to it. However, if you're looking to get into those better algorithms, utilizing the features within the app are going to help with that. Okay, these are our Reels platforms. We've got, of course, YouTube. YouTube has always been that longer form video. I mean, we've known realtors that have utilized YouTube for years. We all go to YouTube when we're looking for how-to videos. You know, how do I change, the window in my driver's side door or something like that. But they also have a feature called YouTube Shorts. This came out maybe about 2 years ago now. Any video that you upload to YouTube that is under a minute long is going to automatically go to that Shorts category. YouTube, it's cool too, because you can actually upload videos directly from your laptop. These other ones are all apps on your phone. So YouTube, you can actually do that. And as I mentioned earlier, YouTube is owned by Google, so it's very searchable. Then we've got TikTok. TikTok is the original Reels platform. That's all TikTok does, right? It is Reels. Now, TikTok is a very controversial platform, and a lot of times I talk with realtors and then they're like, I don't want to market to 12-year-olds. So it is a controversial platform. However, you can do up to 10-minute videos on TikTok. And TikTok is where the next younger generation of home buyers is going to find advice. They're going to find, referrals. They're going to find products. They're going to plan their vacations, go to restaurants. So do not underestimate the importance of being on TikTok as well. And then, of course, you've got Instagram and Facebook, both owned by the Meta Corporation and both very easy platforms to use. This is the one that I tend to teach a lot more on, Instagram and Facebook Reels, because I'm a millennial. I like Instagram and I love their Reels platforms. I find it really easy to use. And then Facebook groups. So no matter where you make your Reels, make sure you're saving them and you're getting into Facebook groups and you're sharing them. Now, some Facebook groups, it's a little bit more difficult to get in and to share your Reels. A lot of times they want you to post it as video content as opposed to just sharing directly from your page to Reels. Trust me, they will let you know. But create content that is about whatever this group is, whether if it's a community group, what's going on in the community. If it's a hobbies and interest group, focus on the hobbies and interests. Sometimes in these Facebook groups, you don't even have to focus necessarily on real estate. You're focusing on building relationships, getting these people to know, like, and trust you. So posting these Reels within is a great way to increase your viewership and increase your relationships. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some of the changes. I got a few minutes left, so I'm going to bust through these. There have been some changes, and all of these changes that I'm talking about came out this last fall. So I'm sure that there's been more changes, but just a couple of heads up when it comes to social media and Reels. On Facebook, users will no longer be able to share property listings on Facebook Marketplace with their business profile. So if that has been something that you've been doing, you've been making videos in your business profile, you cannot share those in Facebook Marketplace anymore, but you can from your personal page. And then the new community chat feature. I'm sure that we have all, if you're in a Facebook group, you have probably got invited into a community chat feature. Now, this is a great platform for realtors. Like, it may be like, you may not be like, oh, well, that was kind of annoying. I don't want to be in this community chat. We are all about being in communities and chatting with people. So if you're getting an invitation in these Facebook groups, for community chat. Start the conversation in there. See if you can engage people and not just make it so that people are automatically like, oh, I'm out of this group. But that is a really neat. It's kind of a familiar to Slack or Discord. My kids use Discord. That's the only reason I know what Discord even is, but it does allow that chatting together and being together. That's what real estate's all about. And then connected distribution. So your posts are seen by those who follow your Facebook, and that's your core audience on your platform. There is also now an unconnected distribution. This is where your posts are seen by those who do not follow you. And in real estate, that's a huge one, right? But they may be interested in your content. So this type of distribution can come through other users sharing and resharing. Remember, we talked about that, saving, sharing your content, and then recommended in the suggested for you. I know a lot of people have seen that. They're like, I'm not friends with this person, but it is suggested for you. So this is 3 simple tips for taking full advantage of that unconnected distribution, which you, like I said, you may have seen that suggestion. You're like, what is it? Unconnected distribution. So make original content. This goes back to our reels, our video marketing. Optimize it for your sharers and get recommended. So make sure your content complies and that it is really that great content that these systems are looking for. All right, Facebook and Instagram reel changes. When Reels first came out, it was on Instagram, and then Facebook adapted Reels, but then you could share your stories and your posts from Instagram directly to Facebook, but you couldn't share your reels. You can do that now. Now, once again, this is not like a super duper new update, but if you haven't gone in there and you haven't changed your settings and you're making video content and it's not going from one platform to the other, make sure that you get in there and you choose to share all reels automatically. This is a feature that you have to go in, you have to manually set up. And then scheduling. Yes, Reel scheduling is now available through Creator Studio. So you can get into the Meta's Creative Studio app and you can schedule your Reels and your posts to go out. So this is a really great feature now. Now, quick little reminder, you can only use Creator Studio for Instagram if your Instagram account is connected to your Facebook business page. So there's Meta Business Suite, which is under your business page in your Facebook, and then you've got Creator Studio in Instagram. Make sure you are linking those together so that you can use them together and you can schedule your content. Facebook and Instagram also have the option now for the Add Yours sticker. So you will have the Add Yours sticker. It was available in stories. That's one of the things I do like about Instagram Reels is that they copied basically their stories platform. So for me, it was a really easy for me to be an early adopter because I already understood stories. But now some of the features that were only available in stories, like stickers, are also available for Reels. So it gives you a lot of creative options to create engagement with stickers. All right, and then they have also improved Facebook Reels Insight. So getting in and making sure that you are not only creating amazing content, but you are also going and finding out who is viewing your content and what what you can do to do things better. That's that insight, right? All right, we do have a question in the chat. When auto sharing reels from Instagram to Facebook, doesn't that mess with the algorithms? Also shows shared by Instagram. Isn't it better to just schedule or post reels on your own through Facebook versus auto posts? Yes and no. So the Meta Corporation, they own Instagram and they own Facebook. So if you are posting in either of those platforms, those algorithms are going to pick up that you are posting and you're creating content within there. So scheduling your posts, this is it's time or or money in this industry, right? So going in and scheduling your posts, if you know that you might forget or you might not make time to go in and do these posts, scheduling is a great option. So anytime we're using systems and we're using schedules for our time, it's going to be more efficient. However, Kelly, I do agree with you on the algorithms. When you post directly into these platforms, the algorithms do pick that up and it is slightly more favorable. But once again, now we're doing multiple steps. And sometimes people just don't have time for the multiple steps. And the algorithms, it is slightly better when you post individually versus auto posting. However, if auto posting means that you're more consistent, then that consistency is going to be picked up better than just I'm scattered here and I'm scattered there. So the features are available to create consistency. So it's kind of a long-winded answer. I hope that helps answer that question. And perfect lead into, you can find out how your scheduled posts are performing in your insights. So go ahead and get in there and see how they're doing. Don't just take my word for it, but get in there. You can play around with scheduling posts and doing them individually or manually, and then see which ones perform better for you. Great question. All right. And then music. So that has also changed within Instagram. So it now allows users to add up to 90 seconds of music. So a minute and a half. Now this is going on to a longer form content. It is still, in my opinion, and a lot of this is just the things that I've learned over the years utilizing social media too. So some of this is, when it comes to social media is ever fluid and ever changing. So tomorrow, long form video could come back, super strong, and everything I taught you today could be null and void. But I still think that we are in a period of time where that shorter form content is good. But then if you really do want to post, that 90-second reel, pull little clips out of it and make short form as well. But now you do have the opportunity to add up to 90 seconds of music. All right. And I think this is the last one I want to cover is YouTube changes. We talked a little bit about YouTube Shorts today. YouTube Shorts is quickly emerging as another really, really important feature for video content. I know a lot of times people think of YouTube as just that horizontal video. They don't think of putting vertical video on YouTube, but utilizing YouTube Shorts, and you can utilize the same kind of content for all of these different Reels platforms. So get in there, utilize YouTube Shorts as well. YouTube, just like Instagram, a lot of these platforms see what the others are doing and they kind of copy as well, but that makes it easier for, I think, us as users. So YouTube also has handles now. So that @ symbol and then your name or your handle. So utilizing that's going to help make it easier for people to find you and connect with you on these different platforms and channels. So similar to like our Instagram handles. Okay. All right. That was a lot of information. A lot of times I break this class down and I do this entire class over an hour. So I kind of flew through this really quickly. Got another question. Any good tips on how to grow your YouTube audience? Good ways to share. Good ways to share. Maybe a good hook on FG. I think it's supposed to be Facebook or Instagram, and then have the link to your YouTube videos. So I think that one of the best ways to utilize YouTube and social media is have your long form video content posted on YouTube, but don't necessarily share that long form video content over to your social media channels. I see that a lot too, because a lot of times it's a click through and people aren't doing that. But take that long form content on YouTube and make it into vertical and clip it down so that it follows that short form video content on social media, but then also include, in the post for the full, content of this video, tell people that this is just a little bit of the content. And then for more views for the full form of this video, go to our YouTube channel and provide, your handle for YouTube on there. So that's doing like a little, cross promotion across platforms is a really good way to grow that YouTube audience by utilizing your social media. So hopefully that answers that question as well. Let me know, guys, if there's any other questions. I'm going to quickly wrap this up today because I've got a social media workshop coming up at 11. So if you guys do want to come see more about Reels or any of the other content, AI, social media, I'll be down here at our Biltmore office at 11. We've got 3 great classes in this workshop today. So reach out if you want to attend that as well. And I'm going to wrap up with other classes and events that we have going on. Quick reminder, there is no Marketing Matters next week. In observance for Memorial Day, you guys go have fun and enjoy that week off. And then we'll be coming back. Oh, this is my class today. So I would say we'll be coming back strong. No, we're coming up today. There's our address. It is from 11 to 2. There will be 3 different classes that are going to be going on today. You see my times up there. So if you want to come and attend any of these, head on down. I'll be here. And then looking ahead to June, we've got TikTok. So I talked a little bit about TikTok Reels today. We're going to cover TikTok much more in depth June 3rd. This is going to be at our Arrowhead office. So the atrium at Arrowhead from 9:30 until 11, June 3rd. And then the following day, I'll be covering Canva. This is a super fun class because it is very interactive. We'll be getting into, there are some amazing new Canva releases. We talked about Canva last week. We'll be getting into some of these. This is June 4th in Arrowhead, again from 1 to 3 p.m. And then June 10th, we'll be talking about how to maximize your open house. Once again, at the Atrium at Arrowhead. I live up in North Phoenix, so the Atrium in Arrowhead is a great location for me, obviously. June 10th, 9:30 to 11:30. And then we will be covering the Cromford Report. We're going to be having Tina Tambor on Zoom on June 12th. This is an incredible opportunity. I know that I don't even have to tell you guys what the Cromford Report is. So scan that QR code, get signed up today, June 12th from 1 until 2:30 p.m. for that. And then, of course, please remember we have our fabulous Moon Valley home tours. We have the Moon Valley home tour 3rd Thursdays at 8:30 and Biltmore Luxury 4th Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And that is it for us today, guys. So please, anything you see on Marketing Matters, reach out to your business development managers to have them help you implement it into your business. Beth, Hannah, Keith, Michael, Patty, Renee, and Raylan up in Prescott. And then, of course, thank you to Landmark Title for allowing us to bring you great content like today. We have 7 offices across the valley, 1 up in Prescott, 1 up in Nevada, for all of your real estate, escrow, and title needs. So I will miss you all next week, but then we'll see you back in June. Keep an eye on your emails. I'm going to be sending you guys the wonderful June lineup. It's going to be fabulous. We've got some great guest speakers coming on for the month of June, and I will see you all there.